Hey, good morning, good morning. Welcome back, everybody. I kind of wanted to catch these sells below 33.52, but we gotta get a better stop over here. Yeah, the sells from this morning, man, they just completely melted off. You know, break of structure over here. And then we're expecting price to continue to move down bearish. Just completely melted off here. I really did like this structure that we formed right here. Man, this is like something I wish we could get another structure like this. Another trade like this. Oh, such a nice trade. Price just completely came down here, pushed for about 131 pips. Now we're kind of in a range. If you look at price is kind of in a range right now. We have a resistance up over here by, you know, 33.59, 33.60, and we got a support down by this zone. So the only thing I'm thinking is maybe sells if we continue, like a continuation. Basically a continuation over here, because, you know, daily time frame is down bearish, negative 0.30%. So we could see a potential. This range here from here to here, this is about like, you know, 30 pips. Got a 30 pip range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and see what the structure is saying as we head on over to support. Hey, good morning, guys. Hope you all are doing well. Minimal drawdown, yes. I guess the bombing 3 nuclear central in Iran is not enough to make gold pump. Imagine. At this point, I'm not even surprised anymore. If that didn't make gold move up, then I don't know what will. I think we just have risk off gold for some, you know, people mitigating risks in other markets. So I guess they're completely taking the risk off gold. Literally, World War III is about to start and gold is still moving down. This does not make any sense. And the thing is, they apparently they hit the nuclear facilities, but they never fully destroyed them. So, you know, what's worse than that? What's worse than that? I don't know what it means that they didn't fully destroy them, but, you know, if you're gonna do a job like this, man, you better do it right, because, you know, you're gonna piss someone off. You're gonna escalate things really fast. So anyway, we're gonna see what happens. Guys, we missed the simulation, but I watched it later on. Nice one, Brian. I woke up today expecting to see gold up 1 point something percent. Came onto the charts, it was down negative something percent. 0.20, 30%, somewhere around there. That just means they need to bomb it again. Yeah, they need to finish it. Well, what I'm assuming it is, it's just like destroyed enough to keep them at bay for, you know, I don't know how long it takes to actually build up nuclear facilities and whatnot, but I imagine it takes quite a long time. So whatever they've done probably bought them time, like maybe even a year or something. I don't know, something like that. So they're not too much in a rush, I'm assuming. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, the way I was reading about it, it's like so you got the B-2 bomber, and then you got these other planes which also help. So basically, what is it? The B-2 bomber, I think, clears the way, and then some other planes come, and then, you know, they don't have any threat from the army from below, because the way is already cleared. So I'm thinking like if it's already cleared, it's clear right now, they could just go and do it again. Or they could do it as soon as they got word that maybe, you know, they hadn't gotten everything yet. While it's still clear. Anyway. Whatever. Whatever. Gold didn't move up. That's the only thing I care about. I'm not a military expert, but I just wanted to see gold move up. You know, at least some kind of volume. It's now negative 0.40% right now. And these are the sells, you know, even if we just want gold to move up, it's not moving up. So you know, you're not gonna force a buy. The last thing you want to do is force a buy when price is still moving down. You know, just be a bit patient for the buys. I'm gonna wait for a better stop loss over here, and then see if I can have price move down towards that support region. What indicator do I use? Mr. GZZ, I use the EYES indicator. That's the one that I use. This week is going to be important. You're still very much Team Bulls. The daily over here. Starting to have some pullbacks. I don't like this range. It's starting to spin a little bit here. You know, it's a bit of a range because look, we had a liquidity grab that happened above here. And you can see some rejection wicks below here. So for me, this means that price is kind of like spinning right now. So the liquidity grab is supposed to be pushing price down. But at the same time, we got these rejection wicks here that we have to keep in mind. Create a bit of like a sticky situation on Goldie. Got that nice little 8 SMA confluence in there. You know, that looks pretty nice. You lost like 200 bucks on that blind buy at the market open. I'm $88 up now, but I hope I learn now. Yeah, it was tempting. It was tempting just to get into longs. And it did shoot up. I mean, that was the market open. Look at the way market opened here on Goldie. Shot up about 257 pips. And then, but yeah, I don't think you can trade this candle over here. But, yeah, and then after that, the volume just kind of died out. And it did the opposite. I try to hold it, but swing trade, it's not for me. That would have been nice. We would have been having a totally different conversation here today if gold just did what it's supposed to do. Gold is behaving opposite way nowadays, yeah. We grabbed a bunch of liquidity on the 30 and maybe the 4 hour too. And look at the way price is consolidating here on the 30. We're just kind of like barcoding. Little sideways movements. Yeah, we do got a little grab over here. I think that's what you're looking at. Is price came down, grabbed some orders, and now you, I don't know, you're maybe expecting price to move up. I'm looking more for like a wick fill on that grab. At least as of now. All right, let's see if we can create some structure over here and then, you know, see if price can start to break below support. Or actually buys, maybe, depending on how the structure is formed. You might have a buy and a sell confirmation. See if it can actually respect some lows down here. That would be for the buys. Just gotta plan both of these. See what happens. Maybe a buy would look something like that. A sell idea here. Got about 3 minutes, 26 seconds. I need this candle here to close. Oh, don't you dare already break. Oh, man. Come on, Goldie. What's the rush? Oh, that's not looking nice anymore. What the hell? Oh, it's still pushing. Looks like that's been invalidated for me, guys. I can't execute on this anymore. Just garbage. Price has already moved. It moved before the candlestick could close here. Yeah, this won't make any sense now. Doesn't make any sense now. Might even be a liquidity grab. Kind of wanted to catch that though. I think there's a bit of a head and shoulders here too. So this would be it. Right shoulder volume. I think the stops for the buys are also going to be a little bit big. Yeah, no entries. So we wait for the push up. Maybe this becomes, I'm thinking maybe this becomes like a fake out. Then, we close below that support region, and then we're going to have price kind of consolidate on the lower time frame. Oh, but it's still pushing up now. Thought maybe we could trade this small range over here. Stops below this area and then take it like a fake out as a broke below. Because now we're looking to see where that London Open fake out is going to be. So we got two potentials. We had one up over here. And we're getting one potential down over here. So in any case, at least we're going to have the London Open fakie. Downside also clean range. Why we don't trade downside? Because the stop loss is all messed up. Impulse entry on this would be valid or not? No. Would not be valid. It's because US confident on stopping nuclear weapon at Iran. So in short term, DXY will go up. Let's see what the DXY is doing. So it looks like we are bullish on the daily on the DXY for now. 0.20%. It's still holding overall key levels. I think DXY has a better shot of running above like 99.457 over here. If it can break above this resistance, it has a better shot of having a daily sort of like a much bigger daily pullback. But overall, DXY is losing in strength over here. You see price is coming down. Price is coming down right now. This monthly candle barely has a top wick, but currently it does definitely look a lot more bearish than bullish. Looks like GJ is this is a monthly time frame. Monthly kind of consolidated over here. So let's see here on the daily. Daily GJ is moving actually. It's 0.70%. Plus 0.70% there on the daily. Yeah, it looks like GJ got some nice upside to it. But overall structure is a... Well, let me see what happened here. Since the market opened... Oh, that's a daily, my bad. Yeah, all right. So here we got like a bit of a liquidity grab situation. That was during the Asia. And then this is prompting price to move bullish. Liquidity grab and then moved up. So that's the thing about those Asia moves. Like there's always going to be one kind of like liquidity grab before the actual move happens. So I see, yeah, GJ looks pretty nice for the most part. See the 1 minute. See how much volume is in these candles. Pretty decent. Oh, wow. Is GJ waking up again? GJ looks like it's waking up again. I'm waiting for Goldie here to do something, It needs some kind of different structure. This doesn't really look nice to trade. GJ shorts potentially below, much better below here. You got 197, 454. Then you got a range below there. It's about like 40 pips. But above that area, you got like some kind of like support levels here. Just want to be a bit cautious about. So yeah, right now London Open is not the vibe. It is not the vibe. Looks like most of the moves happen here pre-London, pre-session on GJ. And London seems like it's a bit constricted. Thought maybe some buys here. But I think the stop loss is too big. Yeah, definitely too big. So right now, there's currently no sells, there's no buys. See how big this range is. I have about like 20, roughly like 20 pips left, 19 pips. We could maybe get a continuation to the downside if we can create like a little bit of structure over here. That price can show that it wants to keep moving down. How's your weekend, Vic? Pretty nice. Really nice. Just hoping that YouTube goes back to normal soon again. Feel like my account is still a bit shadow banned or something. Doesn't have as much reach as it did before. What is that? You took a sell already? Boom, boom. Yeah, I could have gotten our break even. Because it pulled up quite a bit over here. Like, so this would have been your opportunity to get out of BE. Because this would have been a nice trade. You see how it pushed so far for you and then the candle closed here? Then your trade would have already been at break even, and if it ran, it ran. Right, but this is, I can see it already started giving you a hard time there. Hey man, wanted to understand how you manage those bigger sells. I just manage it. When I get the luxury to manage, I'm gonna manage it. I just reduce it when the structure forms. You know, like every situation, every trade is slightly a bit different. Some trades we can manage, some trades we can't. How's everybody? Trust to be all rested well after the weekend. What's up, Jonathan? Yeah, you didn't see my live stream. Also, only if you click on your account, then you see. It's a shame. Downside also clean range. Why don't we trade? Yeah, we're trading. We're looking downside right now. But I think like the way this candle here is moved, it's already kind of pushed it up a bit more. Yeah, it's literally invalidated it. Ruined it. Sub ruining it, gold. I think it's one of those market opens where you're just gonna have to wait for a move. Since like price already had some pretty nice big moves earlier on. So with this market open, it's just gonna consolidate. Might anticipate a bit of like sideways movement, some consolidation of sorts. Many red folders at the moment. Let's see what we have today. We got Euro news. Besides from the Euro news, we're pretty much in the clear. We have pound news later on. You know, that's going to be in the next 1 hour or so. That we have flash manufacturing PMI. And then we have flash manufacturing also for the USD. during the New York session. So for the most part, we're in the clear. Nothing really important to look out for here. Would you mind giving us a percentage of how many... Oh, recent losses were on gold shorts? No idea. But anyway, like gold isn't the problem with like... If you look at gold, the shorts were playing out for the most part. You can see the market here has been mainly bearish since we had this bullish close on Friday, and then on Monday, since Monday we started to move down from last week. So if you're looking for shorts anyway, I think you're on the right side of the market. So price is still coming down over there. But you know, the thing about the way we trade here, it's like we can get away with both buys and sells because we don't necessarily need to be on the right side of the market. It just depends on how good that the setup looks, you know. But yeah, today, as you can see, predominantly bearish, down negative 0.40% as well. So still doing its thing. Goldie is still doing its thing. It's still doing the opposite of what we wanted to do. But if you guys want to see everything, you know, all the information is over here. Just come on to the mentorship and signals stats right here, or the signal stats, and then you can see everything. These are all my trades. These are all the trades that I trade, that I take. Maybe we create a support over here, and I can get like a small little buy situation for price to move up towards 33.57. Really nice range. It's like 18.5 pips. Yep, sell's still a little bit sketchy over there. My sir, I'd like to know that, are we buying or selling? Hello, William. We are waiting. Oh wow, look at this. Candlestick went to create the bottom wick over here for the previous candle and then just reflipped. Create a bottom wick, reflipped. It might mop this range up. It looks like it's going to do that. It looks like it's going to be quite a difficult range area here to trade. Because they're so small, you know. The ranges are so small. So, see, when price moves through them, it's very hard to catch. So, you see from here to here or from here to here. Very small ranges. So, looks like the buy has also been invalidated now. Only about 10 pips left of this area. So it's really nothing. You got resistance now and you have like support. Buy that sheet. Yeah. Mr. Rashid, buy that sheet. It's gonna skyrocket. Skyrocket and take out these pre-session traders over here. Damn, this is such a nice entry over here. Look at that. SMA confluence, crossover. It's completely melted. Now it's accumulating. So looks like you know, this is a 30-minute. This it's on the 30 minutes. That's like a wick, and it's a V-shaped reversal here, breaking into a consolidation, an accumulation. So you got a V-shaped reversal into accumulation, potential for potential reversal. Well, we gotta wait and see what happens now. Leroy Jenkins. Buys above 33.68. Maybe. Yeah, maybe 33.70 over here. But what's the probability that price comes all the way up there? You know, and to come all the way up there, we need to get through so many speed bumps. Look at all of these resistance points. You got so much resistance before price can come up there. Good weeks ahead, yes. Maybe like price can come up here, create resistance, get like a little fake out confirmation situation happening above this resistance, and then look to take a sell down towards support. Because now this is the map, you know, this is like us coming onto the stream here, and that's what the market has presented to us. So we have to see what makes the most sense to catch a trade over here. Of course, this is a different environment than price was, for example, all the way up over here. This is so straightforward. This position here was so straightforward. You know, clearly there was no buys. You had so much resistance over there as well. Whereas this is not as straightforward. So we just have to be a bit patient here and see what the market does. Trade this morning was really nice. I was only on the charts for about I think, how long is this? 23 minutes? 23 minutes, got my trade. Last Friday's stream could have been on the chart for about 5 minutes. Get your trade done and dusted. Best feeling ever. Alright, so now it looks like we're bouncing off that resistance. This candle still didn't have a bottom wick. It's got about 2 minutes 50 seconds here. May well just flip and create that bottom wick. There we go. Create the bottom wick. See, that's something you wouldn't see if you're forward testing. Because when the candle closes, and if you're just doing on the 5 minute, it looks like it had already created the bottom wick. You might think the bottom wick was already formed, and then price had broken these highs. If it closes bullish. Was that liquidity grab? Yeah, small little tiny liquidity grab above this region. So like 0.3 pips. I would actually prefer to have this candlestick close. It would have been nicer to have it something close like this. $15-minute barcoding. I think people really want to see these longs. I could imagine people probably like in some kind of long positions on gold, expecting something of the sort like that. Because, you know, if it starts to move up, and we're going to be targeting this resistance on the higher time frame, going to be looking at around this resistance by 33.65, and then, you know, price can move up towards this area, kind of mop up this range on the left hand side. But the issue with this is the buyers still need to get through all of this resistance over here. The market needs to do a whole lot of heavy lifting. But it gives you vibe that it wants to move up because it's doing these little liquidity grabs. There's a bit of a shock in the water here, actually. You know, give you a little liquidity grab below here. Then you got like a massive one below here as well. So definitely this is a shark in the water. A bit of a shark in the water here. So it's even more important to be very cautious. Created a range of about 30 pips. Because now I could probably use that as some kind of let me see how big the stop would be though. To target these lows. Could use that as a form of a confluence. But you know, price is still pushing down. So I don't know how long this is gonna stay valid. But yeah, we could use that as a liquidity grab up over here. There's a nice head and shoulders on H1 forming for potential buys. Oh, on the H1. H1? H1? Oh, 1H? But I think this is what you're looking at here. H1? Yeah, so we got the left shoulder head. That's a potential right shoulder. It still hasn't formed it yet. You know, it's still a bit of speculation that that's going to be it. But yeah, you got a right shoulder over here. You got some nice little rejection wicks too. I was thinking some sells. You know, this range is... it's just been invalidated. Because price keeps pushing, you know, it keeps pushing too much. Yeah, looks like this range has just been invalidated. So rather wait for price maybe to create a support over here. And see if it wants to keep pushing down. But it's so small. It's so small. Like we're just literally scraping the barrel here. Trying to catch a trade in this range. Is it my system or are you glitching? Well, what exactly is glitching, chat? Internet's lagging. I'm not sure. I got green bars on my side. It's a bit strange. I was buffering. It's good now. That's weird. It's green on my side. There's a few drop frames though. It might drop a few frames. Like malfunction. Yeah, it's a stream because even if you rewind, it's doing it. The video would be fine playing pre-buffered. Stream data has to fly around all missiles in the air down there at the moment. Yeah, so we didn't create a support. No support. It's my mic? Oh, damn. What the heck is going on here? Same issue with audio? Let me try something. Yeah, zoom is good. All right, nice. All right, I mean, it should be good now, guys. It should be good now. Yeah, we're gonna wait and see. But yeah, it should be good. I got 0 drop frames and green bars. While we wait in this gulag. Yeah, that range here is about like 14 pips. So it's quite tricky. Gold is waiting to do something here. This is literally where we're trying to catch a trade. If you're trading on the 30-minute, it looks crazy. Probably thinking, oh, what's this guy trying to do here? Because it's just completely sideways. Completely sideways with more of a chance to move down. Because you got those SMA confluence. Creating an inverted head and shoulders here. Maybe a potential reversal may be forming. For price to start moving up bullish. Gold needs to get out of that zone. Yes. Long. Oh, you took a long again? It's like 50-50. Honestly. Anything can happen here at this point. Not seeing anything on the 1 minute either. We don't really have any structure. You know what this is? This is just a character building range. This is just gonna test your patience. That's all that this is. And for this hourly, it's already 44 minutes past the hourly. So I don't think on this hourly that we might not get a trade on this hourly if it just keeps behaving like this. Then I'm gonna rely on the next one. Vic, have you watched Getting Paid in Full? No, I haven't watched it. HGF's speaking. Got about 15 minutes here for the hourly closure. Would be nice if it picked a direction and not just close like this. Because what's the probability that the next hourly is going to pick a direction as well? These are prime hours. We just got the London Open. I think so far it just had like about 2 whips with the London Open. We got 1 whip here and 1 whip below here. Break above, come back into the range, break below, back into consolidation. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, expecting it to move bullish, but we'll see. The problem with market when it's like this, you can't really do too much analysis because you're always gonna find like a reason for a trade. You know, the more it's in there, you can start drawing like a bunch of stuff. But truth is, man, it's just moving sideways. Whereas gold, I mean GJ here is still pushing up. I wish we had a bit more structure like GJ, but also with GJ it's a bit weird because you had like so much resistance areas over here. Let's see on the 30, 15. Ranges are really far. You see, there's no data here. Like, so what are you gonna trade? If you're expecting GJ to move upwards, then you're probably just buying based off of a momentum. Some sort of like you just want to follow the momentum. Yeah, that's true. If you do too much analysis, you're always going to trade. Yes. You're going to push yourself into a position. There's no way this range is valid. No, it's not valid. I thought it might be valid. Like slightly valid. I don't know. Oh yeah, if you're lagging, just reload the stream. I don't get it because I got like perfect conditions here. 0 drop frames, green bars. My stream says excellent condition. Technically, everything looks good. The stream's okay. Thanks, Babu. Yeah, sometimes maybe it could just be your internet. But I get it, guys. Like, you know, the thing is, I've also been having some issues with YouTube of late. Like, my videos, like when I watch videos, random videos on YouTube, like for some reason, sometimes they have like a much harder time loading for some reason. Like they kind of like buffering at the most, like strange places, you know, like definitely I think it might be something with YouTube. You know, they had this policy change in March and it's been affecting channels all the way up here until June. And yeah, I don't know, maybe it's a technical thing on their end. Your stream is perfect, sir. All right, awesome. Shall position BTC? No, not trading BTC. Such a little small move. Such a little small move over here. 14.4 pips. When was the last time we saw 14.4 pip range on gold? Minimum at least 20-30 pips. But you know, this is something that's used to be quite normal before. Like last year, we could trade 14 pip ranges. Like you'd have like 15, 16 pip ranges, something like that. We've just been really spoiled with the gold market this year. Stream not bad, at least we can see the gulag. That always happens to you when you're watching shorts? That's really, yeah, that's really annoying on the shorts. YouTube is definitely not working. I can no longer watch videos for long anymore. Content's been trash. I don't know why they always gotta change things. You know, they're always changing something, always tweaking something. I notice whenever these companies always tweak something, they'll always do like a worse job for some reason. You know, we ask them for things, they don't give us what we want, and then they give us stuff that we don't want. And then it just kind of ruins the experience even more. Come on, Goldie. Let's do something. 10 minutes, 9 minutes until the new hourly opens. Have I seen the ads recently? Horrendous. Out of 9 losses, these months, 6 of them were gold shorts, as I saw out of your journal with 1 B sell in addition. Oh yeah, could be. Is that 7? Oh, so more L's on the shorts. But you know, the thing is, like, the shorts were still part of the plan, so for me it's just a market condition thing, I suppose. But it's starting to open up, as you can see now, more towards the final 2 weeks started to open up a little bit more. Hey, that's a nice hack. Use a VPN and then use a country that doesn't get ads. Are there actually countries which don't get ads? I didn't know that. Thought everyone was a victim to the ads. Yeah, but some of those ads are wild though. They're literally as long as a freaking video. Like, people's retention span, even on YouTube, generally, I don't even know how people watch ads, because like most times people would be in and out of a video within a minute, and you literally gonna have ads for like a whole minute. You know, sometimes I get those ads, I don't even want to watch the video anymore. It just ruins it for me. I click on the video, there's an ad, I go back, I click on it, then there's like another minute ad. I'm just like, screw it. I don't even want to watch this video anymore. Wasting my time. They should make it like less aggressive, those ads, you know. They should just give more of a better option to skip them. Or they should gamify the ad experience. Like, somehow if you watch like enough times on an ad, you can maybe skip some other ads a lot quicker, you know, like kind of gamify it. Like how we have top fans here in the chat, you know, they're kind of gamifying the live chat now as well, YouTube. So that's a pretty nice update. I like this update. They could do a lot more with the platform. Yeah, if you're on PC, you can get an ad blocker. You can just pay for premium. Two ads in a row, forcefully. Some diabolical behavior. Think because now we're halfway in the year, they're trying to get their quarterly earnings up or something, you know? Pump out as much as possible. Breakout 70% work setup with up and down trend. There's going to be a breakout here if we break above these wicks by 33.58. That will be the first breakout above here. Because on the 1 minute, you can see the consolidation a little bit more clearly. You have this area, and then you got this area down over here. Accumulating orders. Loads of accumulation here. So in the next 5 minutes or so, when we get the new hourly open, I could imagine us to start breaking out soon. Start getting some sense of direction in. I grow my account from $200 to $6K last week and withdraw $1K profit, but end up giving to the market back all the profit later. What's your advice? Yeah, I think you have to look at how you could have kept that profit. You know, like what was the reason that you gave it back? You know, like, were you over trading? Were you taking way too many trades? Because look, what got you there, what got you to this level might not necessarily get you to this level. Maybe you're looking for consistency and profitability, but you're still doing like over trading and these habits which can get you very quick profits. They can get you to this level, but they can't get you to this level. So then you keep resetting. So you probably could do it again. It'll get you to that level. Then you're going to get with that same problem and it's going to reset you. So you have to see what is the bad habit it is that's making you lose your profits. Just look through your data. But most of the time it's over trading. You know, that's a main thing that people are giving back profits from. Taking way too many trades. So you just stick to like taking 1 or 2 trades a day and you should be fine. And you can build a system around that. Like if you have 1 winning trade, you can take a second trade. If you have 1 losing trade, you can call it a day. Or if you manage your risk on the first trade, then you can take a second trade. Oh, my dear brothers, don't overtrading. Yes. Thank you, Anas. Thanks for the advice, bro. It was overtrading on BTC on the weekend. Goldie's starting to break. See if it gives a follow through here. But lot sizes also blow accounts, yes. Because like every trade, you should know how much you're gonna risk every trade. You know, around it's gonna be 1% or 2%. So don't take too big of a risk. Oh yeah, see guys, 1 minute is starting to break slightly over here. This could be it. This could be the distribution. Finally, let's move away from the gulag. You can see the head and shoulders here. Please, Goldie, move. The worst thing is if it starts to come back down again. Because it's much nicer if it moves up, at least, and then I can get a sell. And maybe try and like fade the market up over here if it pushes above this area. Buyers might be exhausted by that resistance. That's why they had accumulation here. This is the whole reason this sideways movement is supposed to give it a big move. So it can get through these levels, because obviously we have resistance and we also have like support levels down over here. We got some rejection wick or wick fill. So that's the whole idea behind what the price action is doing now. Gold, yeah, it's cooking. Exactly. Demo is a nice man. Billionaire over there. Yes, demo is awesome. You can trade a demo just for like understanding the platform. Advanced technical analysis, not breakout failure up going gold. You lost 100k in demo. That's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah. You write a script with Temper Monkey. That helps a little bit. You don't have to watch the ads. You can just skip them. Bros Gaming YouTube. Someone here, we got a hacker in the chat. Yeah, just get an ad blocker. All right, so distribution coming in. Coming in hot. This should be it. In line with the new hourly. Let's go. But the hourly doesn't have a bottom wick though. Maybe it means we're coming down for it. So this is good. We might come and revisit this later on. So we just got a new hourly open. Let it push up. It might be the confluence for the sells that we don't have a bottom wick there. So I wanted to push up, do this, and then come down. Create that bottom wick. And I am out 60 with half. No, but yeah, exactly. No bottom wick on the hourly. But it's good because, you know, as price is moving up, there's no buy opportunities here. So for me right now, it doesn't matter that the candle doesn't have that bottom wick. But you see, this is the accumulation. So you see what's happening here, guys? We're speaking about how price sometimes needs to consolidate. Even if we have so many resistance areas here on the left-hand side, the whole idea is consolidation is creating that momentum that price can disrespect those levels. Because these levels are meant to get disrespected. You know, we're meant to go through them. It's much easier if there's like a clean range over there. But yeah, whenever we have a situation like this, you have that a consolidation and then volume breakout play. So it can clear these marks. That's why when I trade consolidation breakouts, I don't necessarily even care too much about if the structure on the left-hand side, because I'm just expecting that volume is going to come in and break through those levels. It's just moving now, couldn't get stuck in. The only way you could have executed was on the 1 minute. Like I said, this is like a kind of 1 minute play if you needed a tighter stop loss. What's that? 3360 to 3366 has to be done first. 3366. We're about how many pips away? About like 50 pips away from there. I'm just glad it's moving. Potentially get a sell here in a bit. I was looking at the 1 minute, but it did not fit my entry model. I use it for risk management. You know, the thing is, if this candlestick here flips, that's going to look like such a nasty grab. I'm going to have a really big top wick here on the hourly. Reflipped. And I think at that point, this thing should just melt. If this thing was to reflip right here, it's going to look something like that. Pushed up. Yeah, I feel like at that point, you're going to see, it looks like it will look a bit more of liquidity grab, and then you should probably just melt. But so far, you know, we do have some rejections here. You got like support and you got some sort of like wicks, some rejection wicks here. You got resistance up over here. But if you're looking at it in this perspective, yeah, it does technically kind of look bullish, but you know, just be a little cautious. Daily still down over here 0.20%. And it also already did like a liquidity grab here on the daily. So you see what it did here on the daily? That's kind of what I'll be expecting from gold, since the hourly, the H1 doesn't have like a bottom wick yet. So it would have like some similar structure like this. It would actually look quite similar to this. Even if you look at the way the structure is here, and then coming on to the 1 hour, like right here, it would kind of look like a similar thing. And then for the hourly to reflip back downwards. Hey, so that could be a really nice confluence. You're targeting 64 to melt. Exactly, Mr. Rashid. Sell that she now. Gotta sell that sheet. That's the signal, chat. Sell that sheet. That would be horrible for people who got stuck into those buys. Yes. And there was a lot of people who got stuck into these buys. I guess that's why the market did that. You know, it said, you know, we had the tensions over the weekend. So a lot of people are going to be looking for potential longs here on gold. So let me just do a small little grab, because everybody was expecting gold to move up, you know, when the market opened. And you see, liquidity grab came all the way down. And we still haven't like taken out any lows, like any significant lows yet on the daily. So even that could be like a daily target here by 33.40ish. Take out the previous daily lows. But for now, let's have that retracement up. Let's take out these pre-session traders over here. I believe that's what the market's trying to do, and then it's going to come back down. So this was like an amazing opportunity from earlier on that if anybody was super greedy, now they would be in drawdown or just got their break-evens hit from this area over here. So I think that's what it's doing, correcting the move before we could have the continuation. Question is, how far is it going to move though? Like, are we going to take out these highs first? Or can we get it like already here? Let's go back on the 5. Or this is a 5. But anyway, you got like a range. It's about a really, really nice range here. So I want to trade it back into the gulag. Back into the gulag that we're breaking from. The previous doji candle in 1 hour time frame is the bottom wick on the current 1 hour candle. What you talking about, Willis? Are you serious, bro? You candle trade? Yes, I candle trade. I candle trade because when you come onto the chart, all you see is candles, right? So what else are you gonna trade? You're gonna trade candles and you're gonna trade structure. So I don't know what that means. Please tell me what that means, that I candle trade. I trade tea leaf. All we got is candles, sir. Tea leaf strategy is the best. Candle trade, pattern trade, trendline trade, ICT trade. How far are we in? 10 minutes? 10 minutes to hourly? Alright, alright. Alright, alright, alright. You watching Donvo live streams? No. I don't watch Donvo live streams. Nature YouTube. $10 a.m. reversal, maybe UK. If you guys are new to the stream, make sure you hit that sub button. I want to see what's going on here, if it's working. Hit that sub button for me, please. Is anybody new to this stream? Write a 1 in the chat if this is your first time on the stream. Write a 1 in the chat. JM trick shots. All right, we got 1-1. I'm new. Alpha Nancy. I am a noob. 1-1. Jacob 1. Oh, nice. We actually getting new people here. Now, next question. How did you find the stream? Now you gotta answer a survey for me. How did you find the stream? Did you search live forex trading? Did it just come on your homepage? Like, how did you find the stream if you're new? If this is your first time here, how did you get on the stream? Did you use a search? Were you searching live forex trading, or did it just show it to you on your YouTube? We really appreciate it. Trying to iron out some technical things here on my end. All right, we got another one. Nice. Homepage. YouTube recommend. Let's see. Homepage. Homepage. Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. by scrolling. I'm Steven. Haven't seen you for a while. Hey, nice to have you. Like, I don't know. My sub counter is not moving as much as it was before. Something broke. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. I just want to see if it actually moves. All right, so you see how price is coming down now. This is why I hope price doesn't do like a complete V-shaped reversal, because these V-shaped reversals make it quite difficult. Oh, you search live gold trading? Nice. Yeah, now you guys gotta accept the cookies. Accept the cookie. Every time you go on a new website, accept the cookie. Eat it. Gonna wait for it to be cool off on low volume. This is the thing I don't like about Goldie so far. It's doing this, like, you see these V-shaped reversals, break structure below here, then it breaks structure above, V-shaped reversal, breaks it below, pulls up again, breaks it above, another V-shaped reversal. You see, that's what I mean. Like, if you hit the sub button, I'm not getting any subs on my end. It's so weird. If you're new to the stream and you just hit a sub button, you should be getting something like this. Oh, wait. Or like this.
Mr. Xauusd has become a member. Mr. Xauusd has become a member.
Just realized that today became Freaky Monday. Next week Monday is going to be Freaky Monday because we have the end of the monthly close. Perfect. This is exactly what I want to see happen now. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. A little more patience, and I think, you know, we're going to have like a trade over here soon. GJ is moving up, breaking above structure. Looks pretty good. Like, it's kind of like parabolic right now. Really parabolic, but I like the way GJ is. Might actually look at GJ positions this week. Might see if I can try and get a GJ trade. It's been a while. How long does it take for the system to register me as unsubbed? I unsubbed and resubbed. It should be instant. That actually should just work. All right, Goldie's cooking, chat. Goldie's cooking. Goldie's cooking. I'm gonna come down for that bottom wick there in the hourly. Then I can take my trade over here. Would be nice to get a bit more structure, to be honest. No rush, Goldie. You know, if the best situation would be if obviously if we can get a little bit of a fake out situation. If I can get candle create a new higher high and then start to bleed off like this, that for me would be the best situation. Do you get paid from YouTube or do you do it for fun? Yeah, I do it for fun. I mean, I obviously get paid from YouTube, but it's not enough to like really cover much. So I do it for fun. I got paid from YouTube today, actually. Let's see. How much did I make? It's always at the 20th. I think on the 20th. That we get paid for the previous month. So YouTube sent me some money from last month. They sent me money from last month. This month on the 20th. How much did I make? It's not reflecting on my account. Let me see my email. All right, so I made 188.44 euros. Not bad. Little fun coupons. Yeah, that's how much it says over here. All right, I got 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute for candlestick to close. That's a lot of sneakers. Yeah, I'm sorted on that front. Wait, actually, let's see the buys. How do the buys look? Are there any buy confirmations? No. No, I think the stop losses on the buys are going to be too big. Yeah, stops are going to be too big on the buys. We got like some resistance over there. So what I'm going to do here is... Let me stop preparing for this. All right. All right, so I'm going for that bottom wick, guys. I'm going for that bottom wick. There on the hourly. So if you look at the hourly here, still doesn't have the bottom wick. But we need to break below this support area. I think you should have sub count up on your overlay. I do have a sub count. That's why I'm asking, if you're new to the stream, just hit the sub button so I can see something's working over here. But you see the sub count is all the way up here. But I'm stuck on like 380, 3850. I'm stuck on 3850 psychological mark here. My YouTube is not going past 3850. 31,850. Sorry. Yeah, 31,850. Got a strong resistance. Come on, guys. Seriously. No way. 303 people here. No one is hitting that like. There must be something wrong with YouTube then. I mean, no one's hitting that sub. Back. Seen like I didn't miss much. Just waiting. Yes. Oh, yeah. Now you just came exactly when the setup is forming. Yeah, I know on stream it says 37,800 on stream. Wait a second. No, that's 31, sir. That's 31,851 on my YouTube analytics, but on stream it says 31,800. Thanks for the sub, whoever that was. Yeah, definitely it's not registering here on my Streamlabs. All right, Goldie, we just need you to push down. You're done now? Shitty volume, you had your fun? What volume were you seeing beforehand? Because we were here the whole time. Surely that can be good volume. This can't be better volume than this, what we have here. Because, you see, we had to push up. And now we're starting to... We're getting the flow, we're getting volume in. So this is just a continuation. This is either going to be a continuation or for price to come back down. Well, you see, it's doing the opposite here. It should be coming down. I want it to come down. Take a buy here. Or it could do a liquidity grab above these highs. And then still pull down. Definitely no range for it to move here. Let's say that's like 10.6. 10.6 pips. Not going to take a buy into this previous left shoulder head, right shoulder formation here that made price come down. So, I mean, if you're just considering the structure, you know, you could imagine that price here is just mirroring itself. So you sort of pre-London, consolidated, and then distributed. That's where we caught ourselves pre-London. And now it's like, you know, consolidating here and then it's distributing back upwards. Basically just a correction. Very choppy conditions though. If you look at the structure, let's say you're doing like a challenge, yeah? This is like the way it's forming here. It's not like the most ideal because you can see how choppy and rigid it is. So it's not like the most ideal situations. But during the pre-London was a good time because, you know, then you would not know what was going on because you see pre-London session here. Look at how many beautiful trades were playing out. You got one right over here, beautiful correction to resistance. You got one right over here, beautiful correction down towards support. And, you know, price was just flowing. Price was just flowing like waterfall here. And then now we're broken into this. A little bit more unpredictable. You see how it's breaking highs and it's breaking lows. Kind of like faking out a bit more. Back scene. Tricky zone. I think it's better if it goes up a little more just to give some time for the SMAs. Yeah, that's the thing. We got some SMAs. At least a 50. The 50 against us. If it came down now, you know, it could push up down a bit more towards that 15. But I guess like if you look at the 30, we got a kiss of death here on the 30. Probably a reason price also moved up so aggressively like that. But we got 33 minutes until the hourly candle here closes. So I'm still expecting like a flip of this hourly candlestick here. So we don't have a bottom wick. We have a potential fake out over here. But now you see the thing is I have to wait for this candlestick here to close because we've created a new higher high. So pretty much what I said I wanted, you know, that's why I said I drew this up before, that I wanted to see like even a candlestick close above here and the next one starts to come down like this and then re-break these lows to create that bottom wick on the hourly and then continue pushing downwards. So yeah, so far so good. Got about 3 minutes here. It just depends on how the candlestick is about to close now. Can we get a dump it? Come on, Goldie. Dump it. I'll be waiting 15-minute close. I can't even take a buy. That's the thing. I only have literally one bias right now. Fortunately, we can only take. I can only take a sell. See, maybe if we can create a support. All right, Chad. So we got candlestick about to close here in the next 40 seconds. I want to see a big whip come in here. Also, only 32 minutes left for the 4-hour close. Yeah, that's true. We could even get a 4-hour candle pullback, because if you look at the previous 4-hour here, notice how strong that it started pulling back downwards. Got about 1 hour 30 minutes for the 4-hour closure. What's that? No top wick on the 5-minute. Maybe a sign of bearish pressure. If it does not go up, let's investigate. Yeah, no top wick. True. No top wick. Now that's a liquidity grab that we're looking for, chat. Exactly like this, that price can continue to move down bearish. Need to get through that SMA as well. Got a bit of dynamic support over here. But it's nice because we'll be closing below 8 SMA. Get a nice little 8 SMA confluence. Break below these lows. See what it does. Could move pretty quick. Dun, 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 dun. It's more bullish likely, I think, with World War III headlines. Well, that's what we wanted to see, but you see, for the most part, gold has still been moving down since last week, besides like all these fundamentals. So we can't really do much about that, can we? Even if we want to buy, the market's not moving up. It's moving. Even today, look at this. Since the market opened, we've still been moving down bearish. Oh, you see it's coming in. Waiting for that volume to kick in. Get a proper break of the support. Dollar has nothing to do with it. There's usually daily pullbacks with fundamentals like this. The daily already had the pullback. So this is the daily pullback I was looking at. You see that little liquidity grab situation here on the daily? Look at that big wick here. And if you got it from a market open perspective, this was a market open. So you see, just in line with the fundamentals of World War III headlines, boom. People get into buys. Buy, 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 buy. And then they're like, oh shit, why is gold not buying? Oh no. You see, and price just moves down. And that's what we've been getting most of, like, of late. It's like literally every time. We get perfect fundamentals for gold to move up, and then it does something like that. And that's how accounts get blown as well. Is like when you believe just in the macros. You know, macros, they have a very good, nice, they do make the markets move overall, but they're not 100%. You know, definitely not guaranteed. You can still get the complete opposite happen. It's a bunch of uncertainty. I think it's just going to create opportunities for later on, you know, with all this selling going on in the market. They're going to buy it all back up later. But until that happens, you know, we're just like little lemmings here in the ocean that is the market as retail traders. Just little lemmings trying to survive the day. So when the sharks decide it's time for gold to move up, we'll go up with them. Oh, actually, wait, no, I gotta change this. Damn, 20 seconds. Yeah, that's better. I don't wanna tighten my stops too much. Does 1 hour candles always make bottom and top wicks? There's a high probability that if you're gonna look at basically the top and bottom wick being created, there's a high probability that it can be formed. So even like how this one doesn't have a top wick on the 5-minute, wouldn't be surprised to see like maybe a candlestick even pop its head just above this area and then come back down. But it's true, like those areas act like a magnet. And also if you notice, this one doesn't also have a bottom wick. Or it has a very small one, almost like negligible, and it's just pushed up. So it could easily still reflip, come back down heavy. Since it just opened up, it's a new 5-minute candlestick. Got about 3 minutes. Hey Dakums, very late today. Are you in? No, not yet. Still waiting. It's accumulating, so we're getting a bunch more structure over here, which is really good. So we got a fake out situation and we got potential accumulation, and then waiting on that distribution. Once it starts to break below these lows. Do you have a fixed lot size? No, I'm adjusting my lot size based on the pips. I'm always trying to risk between 1 to 1.5%. Waiting on that dump beat. $200 macro off my wallet. Let's see how those SMAs here are catching up. So we got the 15-minute against us, the 30 minutes against us. That's a tricky thing. It's that we might have some reactions off the 30 and the 15 SMA down over there, but I'm expecting with the amount of volume that's about to come in for the hourly candle to potentially flip to create the lows, that we should easily be able to get through those SMAs, because those can create like a small little speed bump. So hopefully, you know, price can start moving down soon. If it doesn't start moving down soon, it could be doing what it did over here. So remember, we spoke about how markets sometimes can consolidate to break key levels of structure, as it did over here. It could be doing the same thing because it has so many speed bumps, guys. You got to get through this whole level, through this whole level over here. So it's going to have to accumulate and then break above it. That's why it could be attempting to do. Why is gold not pushing up with the geopolitical tensions rising? I have failed to comprehend why. They say it's because they have reduced their risk. They've taken money out of gold to mitigate other markets. Because you see, it's not only affecting gold, it's going to be affecting like a bunch of other markets. So institutions are just mitigating risk. Let's see, did we even take these highs? No, we didn't. We took out the... gonna have to wait for this candle here to close. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for this candle here to close. Because I see we took out these highs. This highs already. So this becomes like an open. Yeah, this is like an open resistance here. Oh, I hope it doesn't break right now. Oh man, don't you dare break, Goldie. This is the most painful thing. When you have rules and you have to follow your rules. And it looks like such a nice setup. We got a head and shoulders here as well. We even got a head and shoulders here. But I have to wait for this candle to close. Got about 2 minutes for it. More like a triple top. Yeah, I got a triple top. You got your fake out over here. You got your left shoulder head, right shoulder, accumulation. Now waiting for distribution as it breaks those lows. Ooh, man, please gold, don't break right now. Jeez, chill. We got 1 minute, 1 minute 50 seconds. Because I do like the structure of this. And the hourly is about to close, so this might be the only move for the hourly. So it might validate or invalidate. But there's a pretty strong chance that this is the only move for this hourly that I can catch. So I'm really hoping that it respects, it closes. Because, you know, it broke above these highs. It's creating new higher highs here on the lower time frame. So I need this candlestick to close. Because I want to use this candle here as the resistance, basically. Because it's already taken out this one over here. Got 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Now I can take my sell here. Last 15-minute candle. Yeah, we're about to get a new 15 open as well. Create like some form of resistance over there. So yeah, I think for those reasons, it looks like a pretty nice trade. Also moved up previously, so I'm looking for a little correction over here. Daily is still bearish as well, so we got daily confluence. I hope it closes support into break of the low, so it's like a shotgun also. Oh yeah, that would be awesome. All right, so it looks like Goldie did not break yet. That's good. We need to get through 33.58 if that's gonna confirm any sort of momentum to the downside. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that sub button. I want to see if it's working. I just need to like iron something out here on my end. So I'd appreciate if you all can hit the sub button if you're new, so I can see if it's working. I promise you this is not a trick to get your sub. I promise you. Come on, Goldie. Already subbed. Thank you, Adnan. Oh, man. Don't go up, Goldie. This thing looks volatile right now, guys. Look at the way it's behaving right here. You see the way it's pulling down so aggressively? This is super volatile. Usually, like in a situation like this, if we break these lows, I am really expecting a push from gold. I'm really expecting a push from gold just by how volatile it is. You see how it's taking out this, how it's still trying to take out these previous candles. But it's good that we haven't yet taken out this one though. These highs. So I got a low liquidity grab confluence over here as it's coming down. See, it looks like nobody wants free cookies. I don't know if these are bots watching me or what is this? What is going on here, guys? We got nice views. Nobody wants free cookies. What's going on here, guys? Bot attack. Yeah, you think you get more people watching the stream, you get more people commenting, like different types of people. But it's still the same people comment. The number is going up, but it's still the same people commenting. It's like a bunch of NPCs here. I usually do paperworks in the background, but let the stream run. 2 minutes. Hey, how are you, buddy? You look similar to my friend. Hey, Dominator X. Welcome, welcome. You watch a lot of my streams but never comment. Hey, Popsy, I remember you. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Come on, just break it. Just needs to, I just need to eat. I really want this to break bearish, because if it breaks upwards, that's going to be a whole different entry model. We need to get out of the zone. So, you know, it's a pretty nice thing that we can see from this perspective. So all we got to do is stay out of this area. And that's it. Like, stay out of this area, wait for the confirmation, what direction that is that it wants to move, and then take it in that direction. See, now this is, we got about 10 minutes until the new hourly candlestick opens up. It might be stalling for the hourly open. That would only take about 2 5-more-minute candles. All right, 5-minute open. You know, whenever we get any of these 5-minute candlesticks open, we can already start seeing some really strong volume. There's something I really like. I always like to look out for. New 5-minute candle opens. Because it changes the game, you know. Like, this one was potentially just meant to close like a doji, and then with a new one, that could be the one that wants to push. So the idea here is, like, if price wants to go down, it shouldn't re-break these highs. And if you look at it from this perspective, it's a lot easier for price to come down than it is for it to move up, because you have so many levels of resistance over here. Look at all of these resistance levels. So if you ask yourself, where does it make most sense that price is going to go to next? I think, you know, the sells look a lot much more easier for price to move down. Don't you want to wait for the 4-hour to close? No, because I'll miss the move. I'll miss the move if I wait for the 4-hour to close. Because it could start pushing now. You see how we have about 9 minutes for the next hourly to open? You know what happens sometimes? Price will move like this. In, let's say, this 5-minute candlestick, it can move like this. And then by the time that the next one is opening, the hourly probably opens somewhere down over there. And then you've missed the move. That's the thing that you have to, if you're waiting for a closure, you already have to accept the fact that you've missed the move. That way you're going to be more patient. You're going to be patient enough to wait. But if it starts breaking now, you know, you could start breaking your rules because of fear of missing out. So that's what I always tell myself. Let's say if I was waiting for a shotgun play, and a shotgun play is like a closure below support level over here, I'll just mentally, I'll make a mental note that I have already missed the move. So I'm much more easier. It's much easier for me to be patient. It's flirting with the idea. It has a lot of work to do to move up, chat. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't know if you all feel like bullish or bearish, but for me, it feels harder to get a buy here, buy that resistance. Come on, dump it. This 5-minute candle will cook. Yeah, I got like how much is this? 2 more minutes. Oh yeah, it doesn't have a top wick. That's okay. I got a top wick on my broker. My broker has a top wick there. Another confluence for this trade is something that I usually look out for is when price breaks key level of structure and starts to consolidate like that. Remember, chat, that's a reversal confirmation. It's also a similar idea. Like, remember on Friday when we were doing our paper trades, on the third trade position was a consolidation reversal. That was like on the 1 minute time frame. Price had that 5-minute sell-off and then that 1 minute consolidation reversal. So it's like a similar thing here. But this is for the buys, and it's on the 5-minute. What am I waiting for confirmation? I'm waiting for price to break below structure here by 33.58. That's what I'm waiting for. Because you can't take a sell or buy here. This is like 50-50 in the range, in the consolidation. Write a 1 in the chat if you all agree with this sell. Write a 2 if you don't. Write a 1 if you all agree with the sell. Write a 2 if you don't. This is my sell idea here. This is the trade that I'm planning on taking soon. All right, nice. We got some pretty positive sentiments here. Oh, now this 5 minutes gonna cook. Open without the top wick. Got the SMA right on top of it. At least we got a secondary resistance there being formed, so that's pretty nice. This is a secondary resistance right here. When the previous 5-minute candlestick closed. You got a top wick on this one on your broker. Yeah, this one I also got a tiny one there too. It's created again. It's created what exactly I have on my broker now. Jeez, the anticipation. Anticipation nation. Because we got the new hourly about to open. So the market is holding off here. But the way it's behaving now, chat, I'm expecting like something quick is going to happen. Something big, something quick is going to happen. You know, this is either going to play out. Beautiful trade this is. Or if it's a fake out. I think it's gonna be quite an aggressive and fast fake. That's if it's a fake out. But if it's a break, it's gonna be the same. Aggressive and fast move to the downside. There's a lot of freaking anticipation been built here. This thing's about to explode. Question is, what direction are we gonna go? Because, you know, we should not be breaking those highs. If it's gonna move downwards, it should not break those highs. Your broker is always faster than TradingView? Yeah, mine too. But that's why I don't like looking at the broker, because it's faster than TradingView. I like to have like a solid confirmation. You're liking the 15-minute structure? What's going on here? If the next 15-minute candle opens, you know, dumps here, that would be nice. Got some 15-minute rejections over here. You got like a wick fill situation. Notice how this area got filled, wick fill, but did not break the highs of that wick. So this is still a very key price point, which was still being respected. A little bit of wick fill, get the next 15-minute candle to fade this move. So this becomes like a market fade on the 15-minute time frame. That would be the entry model. Market fade on the 15-minute. On the 5-minute, now it's starting to look a lot like it's definitely moving sideways. Seems like it's creating it could be a false support. Like a false support makes it look like there's a lot of support over here with all these wicks. And then all of a sudden, you're going to see like candle do this. Creates like a false support. Still got nothing for the buys. No confirmations. Now the new hourly opens up in the next 20 seconds. Oh, I hope it doesn't create a new higher high. It's created a new higher high. Yeah, that's a very tricky one in terms of the stop loss placement, guys. Because you see, we had this high. That got taken out by this candlestick. Correct? Like, look at what's happening here. The first one, it got taken out by structure. The second one, it got taken out by this candlestick. Then it created a third one here, which has now been taken out by this closure. So it's created a new higher high above this region over here. So I would need this candle to close bearish. You're still using the first one? Oh man, there goes Goldie. Hope this is gonna be a really nice fake out to still come back down there to retest the previous hourly lows. Oh. Oh man. There's a breakout though. This looks like an accumulation breakout. It shut up? Yep. It's like an accumulation breakout. The setup was so nice. It was setting up so beautifully. Iran dropped a nuke maybe. See, what are you backtesting here? Wiki. 3 wicks, one bigger than the other, or EQHL. SL after last week, risk reward 1-to-1, 5 minute. 4 weeks all go below the support or resistance and come back up. 4 weeks setup. 3, okay. Yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. Like if you could get that set up. It looks like a really nice swing entry confirmation. Confluence here. As it started to break those highs, stop loss below here. Nice little liquidity grab situation. Also wondering if a price can continue to move. If we just get like a really big fake out there with that last push up. Here's another one. All right, I see it. 4 weeks below support. Man, this is excellent though. Excellent journaling. Just keeping it simple. You got your images here. Still contemplating these. Better liquidity graph for better sells. Only thing is like timing is a little bit off here. Not expecting much volume coming in from this hourly. Sitting at 30-minute resistance. So we got resistance here. See, previously rejected this zone. SMA kiss of death on the 30-minute. It could still go to 33.68. Yeah, it could. I mean, if it does, it does, right? If it does, it does. I'm just trying to avoid taking any buys below the structure. Hey, so if you guys are new to this stream, make sure you hit that sub button. Come on, guys. We gotta have like at least one new person here who hasn't subbed. At least one person here. I did. You're the only one. Bro came for Bombaclot, didn't find one. Thank you, Francisco. Oh, yeah, we got a few more subs here now. I see it's actually moving up. That's what I'm checking, guys. I'm checking. Just hit the sub button. Let me see something out here. I see it moved up a bit, but I'm not getting the noties. Why am I not getting the noties? Do I need to... Let me try log out of this thing. We don't do that here.
We don't do that here.
Something's moving. After deleting all my videos on YouTube, it's like poking my channel with a stick. I just want to see if it's still alive here. Let me get this here. Yeah, it looks like price has decided to completely do the opposite. Both gold and DXY moving up. Yeah, don't even pay attention to that correlation. It's completely it's not working. It's not been working quite. the negative correlation, because we've been seeing for the most part DXY and gold both moving down. But you see the weights moving up here, it's still gonna give some kind of opportunity. The more it pushes like this, so that's good. It's just that the hourly candles had a move, chat. So that's why I meant, like, if it had broken these lows, then this would be basically the move that would be sitting in right now. This would be the distribution. Wants to delete your videos, YouTube algo not promoting channels. Yeah, I know. That's happening to a lot of live streamers, specifically traders. Yeah, exactly, Surendran. It's been happening to a lot of people. But you know, the good thing is that it happened now to me, so then I can do it like properly, you know. Now we can move correct. I don't like to move fast. I like to move correct. So now it's giving me an opportunity that I can move correctly. But you know, the thing about policies are really a pain in the ass, because they can change at any time. They can change in the next 2 years, and that could still affect older videos. Even stuff like copyright policies. You could play a song today that's copyright free. In the next 3 years, maybe the guy says, "Oh, you know what? Let me make this copyright now." Then one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna get a strike on a video from something that was used 3 years ago. So yeah, it's quite annoying. But at least we're moving correctly now. I saw a guy who had like 287k subs, and you know, they took away his monetization. They gave him a strike, and you know, it kind of sucks. We've only been streaming for about, I think, roughly a little bit over half a year. 1 year and a few months, over half a year. So, you know, we can still make a bunch more videos. I had a simulation this weekend, but yeah, I think a lot of people missed it. You know, it was a very nice simulation over here. So if you go on my channel, you're gonna see that we have had the simulation here. We made about 10%. 10.45% on the sim. It's really nice. It's very important to understand the way. It's really nice. You guys should have joined it. If you missed out on it, you're missing out. You're missing out. Because this is something that not a lot of people do, you know, so I think it's a really good opportunity here. So you can also learn how to do the simulations, because you have to always like start off with you get like a random date generator. You pick a random date, you key it into the simulator over here, and then you just start backtesting the week. You know, I just normally do just a week worth of backtesting, because already a week worth of backtesting, we run this thing for about 1 hour 20 minutes. So pretty long over here. So let me drop the link in the chat. so you can watch it if you haven't watched it. It's also been uploaded in the WAP database. If you want to watch it on WAP. Well, it looks like gold is just running away now.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Why are you running, gold? Thanks for the like, guys. Appreciate it, though. Now it's going to move downwards. I mean, if you're a breakout trader, you could have gotten these types of trades. Remember what we said? These breakout trades, they don't really depend much on the structure on the left hand side. If you're just taking a breakout for volume. So you got one here, and there's another accumulation, and that's a distribution again. I guess the last 5-minute candle was a bit of like a fake out. That's why I said if there's going to be a fake out, chat, I got a feeling it's going to be a very quick one. So if you notice the way price broke below these lows, look how price broke below these lows and then quickly started reversing above, breaking above this area over here. So just a swift little reversal. You know, that's why it's important to wait for these key areas. That's why I always say, like, if market wants to move up, it's not supposed to break key levels of structure, but it can break these other smaller ones over here. You know, so that's one way that obviously you can avoid a whip from the market. Just be a little bit patient. Look where the structure is. Wait for rather those clear breaks. Get in a bit later than too early. And that's what it was. Because otherwise, if you think about it, if the market was always out to get you, it could always do something like that, where it just breaks below here, obviously, and then come up like that. Easily. Why not? Why not? It could just push a bit more, like, how many more pips this was? It could push like 2.5 pips, guys. What's 2.5 pips to gold? That's if the market was always out to get you. But, you know, when it's respecting structure, it should respect structure. You know, it shouldn't break these lows if it does not want to move down. And it shouldn't break those highs if it does not want to move up. Even if you look at this candle over here, look at how close it came to breaking the high, but it still didn't. This was about a, 0.4 pips away. Why didn't we go long on the bullish breakout? Because I was looking for a swing entry model over here, so that's why. And there was no valid ranges for price to move up in terms of swing entry model because of resistance over here, whereas here we had clean candles. So if I was trading the consoles, we could have already started looking at entries from down here. Yeah, it is what it is. Still consider taking a sell here. This candlestick closes bullish like that, then the stop loss above for price to come down. So tempting. So tempting, but this would be breaking my rule here because of the time that we're trading. We need a clean range to give better odds of success to the trade. Normally, clean ranges allow price to flow in that direction. Thank you for that reply. This is so tempting here, guys. This is so tempting here. It should go down. You're still up. All right, so let's do community trading here. Let's see what the chat is saying. Let me see. Actually go on Discord. Some analysts expect a sharp sell-off when markets open on Monday as investors rush to safe haven like treasuries and gold. That's what we were expecting. But it didn't happen. God, Noni with a bunch of nice trades here. So many W's. This is a beautiful sell-off. Well done for catching this morning. Entry at the break of the lows. Clean range down. SMA confluence. Very nice. Very nice. A win is a win. Yes, sir. Money in the bank. Was just preparing for this move when the bootcamp notification went off. Very clean move. Secured partials at 65%. Beautiful rejection there. The rest out at break even. Oh, nice. Yeah, this was the move here. That was the only move this morning. So I'm heavily contemplating a sell over here. I don't want to take it because if I take this and I lose this, I'm going to look at myself later and say, man, why didn't you follow your rules? You know, that's the tricky thing about having rules. We don't like to follow rules. As human beings, we really don't like to follow rules sometimes. But they're there to protect us. So I'm going to follow my rule and I'm going to paper trade this. Because my execution time is done. This was me. I was already supposed to be, you know, I was meant to get my moves early on. I didn't get them. So it can jumble up my my overall flow. Don't take it. Also not the best odds because of SMA. Yeah, we got SMA. We're fighting against SMA. We're fighting against like price trying to push up right now. If this was at my time, then I would have taken it. I get a better sense of the way price behaves then. It would be nice if we had a little bit more confirmation, you know, a bit more fake outs, maybe close some SMAs. Yeah, you're actually right, Ricardo. That's a pretty good one. That's a good look out. I'm going to see what happened here. What would have happened actually. That's if the next 5-minute candlestick now opens up over here and breaks these lows. We're going to watch what would have happened. We'll see. I don't want to take a trade and then start blaming the chat. I told you guys, man, that was me breaking my rules. This doesn't count while I'm journaling a loss. It's not a good place to be. It's not a good place to be psychologically. We have these rules we've set for ourselves. We should follow them. But let's see. I'm going to paper trade this. As I'm writing the loss there, I'm going to be like, oh, man. Y'all peer pressured me into this. But you see, it's kind of risky because, you know, if it plays out, you know, you're happy. Everyone's happy. But deep down inside, you know, you did something like riskier. Deep down, you did something risky. You risked it for the biscuit. Let's see what would have happened. Would I have played the victim today, or would we all have been happy and no one would have been the wiser? Let's see what would have happened. When the deal is too good, yeah, it just needs to break these lows here, like a strong break. That's all it needs to do. It could have been prolonged, you know. Sometimes the entry gets prolonged as well. You might not get it at the exact same time. So it prolongs a little bit and then comes in a bit later, depending on the current market condition. I just don't want to brag about my fucking textbook playing out again. Yeah, you've been looking for buys over here. Been playing out nicely. Trying hard this week to follow the rules. I did gamble the buy on gold, forex 1, Ricardo 0. Now I have the rest of the week to keep like this. Let's see. I'm keeping the stream in the background today, focused on some projects, but I just came to tell you, made me laugh hard with it's your guy's fault while I'm journeying the loss. Yeah. It's the worst. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Because we're going to get a move. We've gotten a move every single day. Like every single day, I would say 90% of the time we're getting a entry confirmation. 90% of the time on the stream, like in a whole month. Okay, let's call it like, let's give it a range. Let's say from 80 to 90% of the time that we're gonna get some sort of entry confirmation on these hourly candlesticks. So we don't have to rush the strat. The strat will give you entries. The problem is not the strat giving you entries. That is not the problem over here. That is not the problem over here.
We don't do that here.
The problem over here is controlling ourselves to not take all the entries which present themselves. Which arguably is a much more difficult problem to have, because there's a lot of temptation and you get really tempted to always break your rules and overtrade. Most people are not going to be able to actually hold the urge to not trade. But they can't go without not seeing their setup. Until it gets too much and you get annoyed and frustrated. Then you start wondering what the hell is going on here. Then you're going to break your rules. But it's going to only take you a lot. It's going to take you longer to break your rules, but it's going to happen eventually. So I would say, again, coming back to not having the problem of not having setups is not, I mean, not having the problem of not having setups. That sounds a bit weird, but I think that makes sense. That makes sense that it's a much better problem to have. Because, you know, you only have yourself to blame at the end of the day if you do end up overtrading, correct? I'd rather have that problem. I'd rather have my moves and not take them. And then work on that discipline than not have my moves. GJ is moving as well. Break below structure. Let's see, starting to break below here. That break was 5 minutes with a new hourly open. See how big of a break? No, it was not a strong break. So, okay. So, yeah, GJ is currently trying to correct something here. You got like a small little range for it to correct. I see it moved up. It looks a bit exhaustive over there. It's starting to create new lower highs. Lower high, lower high, lower high as it's starting to push down bearish. It's now at the daily flip. Let's see. Daily 0.04%. Yes, it's at the daily flip. It's now at the daily flip. Oh man, this is just looking better and better. This is making me wanna break my rules here. Look at this. We got liquidity grab. Liquidity grab confluence at the daily flip to break these lows to come down. Jeez, this is painful. Oh, but we need, oh yeah, true, it doesn't count. Yeah, we gotta wait. No, actually, look, you'd have to wait for this candle here to close first. Because it took out the highs. It needs to create a resistance. It's gonna be a shotgun play. It's gonna be a shotgun play. It needs to create that resistance. Let me see if it actually had been valid. Wait, that one doesn't count because see as news. What news? What news? Yeah, the range is valid. Oh man. Got the SMA right there. This candle here flips. They're gonna have that 8 SMA confluence. Should be able to get that. If the candle closes, it looks like it's gonna close. It's breaking below the lows now. Oh man, look at it. It's okay, guys. Just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave. Some days, you know, you gotta build character here. I gotta lead by example. You know, why would I have these rules and not lead by example, correct? But, you know, this is beautiful. This is what I would be expecting now price, that it can continue to move down. But let's see what would have happened. Let's see if it's a good thing that I followed my rule here today, or was it a bad thing that I followed my rule here today? We gotta wait and see, because this is not such an obvious, you know, it's a good setup. You got liquidity grab and everything, but it's not like a very obvious setup. It's not something like this, you know, like when you have a lot more structure and a lot more range and space, it's like much more obvious and stuff. But right here, it's like if it starts giving you that drawdown, you really feel bad about not following the rule. So you're kind of expecting a bigger push from something like this, because the way it like broke, it did it quite quickly. It took out the highs quickly, and then it took out the lows quickly, and then it rebroke the previous candlestick lows. So it's like you don't have that much structure to go off of. So you're actually anticipating more of like a stronger push. And that's where the timing aspect really comes into play, when you understand how price moves during that time you're supposed to be trading. So something like this happened earlier, I would execute. I don't know if you guys are gonna execute on that, but it's already moving down. It's moving downtown here, at least towards like 33.61. These chicken shit wanna change people's behavior while theirs like shit. No idea what that means, Eric. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I don't know what you're talking about there, Eric. Let's see. Would it push? 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 What would happen? What would have happened? It's being a bit volatile. Low-key, I want this to fail. I want this to fail so I can feel good. I don't need it to win for my ego. I know I can already win. I know I am gonna win. I'm gonna win. I don't need this to win for my ego. So if I see it fail, at least I feel good for following my rules. If I see it win, I'll still feel good, but not as good as if it failed. Because I'm not in it. If it wins, you're right. If it wins, I'm right. If I lose, I'm right. I've made a win-win scenario for myself. Either way, I win. W's. W's in the chat. W's. I know someone's probably in here praying that it continues to move down. Don't worry, it's a good trade. It's a good trade. Structurally speaking, it should move down. There's no reason why it would be doing a liquidity grab over here and then give it like a shotgun entry model if it didn't want to move down bearish. What's that? You're in? See, how much of this range does it fill now? Not yet, 65. Still flowing quite nice. At least the candlestick closed bearish. It has already taken the highs above 64. Look at it coming down now. This is what we were waiting for. Okay, so I could have gotten away with this. But I would have known that was a lucky trade. I mean, it was part of the rules. It was just outside of the trading time. It'd be like stop loss to break even here. W trade. But I did like the flow of that. You know, if you took anything away from this stream so far, then I think this is a trade example you could have learned a lot from over here. Of how price was sweeping these areas. And you know, like it happened so quickly sometimes. This candlestick was still bullish. It swept these highs and then quickly closed below support. Quick little liquidity grab, close below, break of the previous lows as confirmation. And then for price to continue moving down towards that support. So it's, you know, it still did what we expected. Like if you were going to paper trade the swing entry model from the time we got into the London session, that would have been the only entry. So you would have waited over here for about 3, 4, 5, 2 hours and 37 minutes. You'd have waited just to catch this move. Don't worry, I did the trade for you, so technically it's a W for you. Thank you, James. Thank you for that. Now you can donate it to the stream. 50-50, 50-50. Now I can flip up. I hope people are not greedy. Yeah, don't be greedy here. Don't be greedy here for sure. Don't be greedy here because it just tapped 65. If you were part of the simulation on the weekend, you'd know why 65 is important. If you were not part of the simulation, then you know you're missing out then. That means you don't know. So don't play around too much with 65. Plus, we also just tapped into a little bit of structure over here. C65 plus 65 zone plus that OB plus FVG. So a bit of confluence here. You're saying for buys? Break of structure. What size entry would I have used? I would have used like a 1 to 1.5%. Hey, thank you, Jonathan. See you tomorrow. I can change my name back in 7 days. Apparently, I changed it too much. Yeah, usually on social media, it takes quite some time. I think on Instagram and TikTok, it's even about 30 days or something. I remember changing my name and I was so nervous like some scammer would take my actual name. And I had to wait. It was quite a long time. It was like 30 days. I had to wait to get back my name. It would have been really annoying if someone was able to take it. Yeah, and you know the good thing about these sells is it has a range to move. Like if it just keeps moving down bearish, you're already eyeing this next area over here. So it could just sell off, break these lows, continue moving down another like 43 pips from this wick. That's if you're expecting like a runner, if you secured something and you're just letting the rest of the position run. It's gonna run down towards like support. And then just watching to see if it breaks that support to continue selling off like this. Any suggestions for a permanent name? I'm thinking Big Wicks Woods. What do you think, chat? Woods looking for a new name here. Yeah, but that's definitely the move. Right now what's happening is distribution. That's it. 10 pips I would have taken if I didn't finish trading. Yeah, this is the move. This is the move here. That's it. So this phase, I think it's quite important to understand the phase that the market's in. So distribution, it's a payout phase right now. There's nothing more. It's more of like a managing phase as well for trades. Stops to break even here for some people. Profit taking happening already as we're filling up this range. Sometimes the market can come up, retest the entries, and then move down as well. That's what happened this morning too. But we hadn't tapped into 65%. That was the only difference. Is you see for this morning's retest, we didn't tap into 65 yet. It just pushed once and then it came up and then it pushed down. See, and then it had that same reaction. Look at that, off 65. And then it pushed back upwards, back testing those re-entries again. This is like a pretty clear entry where people would have been gotten in the market. That's why we got these multiple retests. Because sometimes people think like, oh yeah, now this should be safe as it breaks and creates new structure. And then it comes, taps 65%. And as soon as taps 65%, most likely more people will break even, taking them out before the actual bigger move over there. That's why you kind of like wait and monitor how price is behaving at your entries. You know, if it keeps pushing quite heavy, you know, then you're going to see that that's a much more solid reversal. So from this wick, it pushed drawdown about like 1.5 pips from that wick that it broke here. Market knows this, guys. It does this on purpose because there's only so many areas that we can actually execute, right? Only so many areas we can actually execute here. So it knows where these entries are before, you know, having such moves like this. Because everything else is sometimes a bit random. You know, like when you're building your strat, you're pushing the market into a corner, basically, is how I like to think about it. You're pushing into a corner to where the consistency lies, where it's not as random. Because most of these moves are actually quite random. So there are only quite a few moves that are not as random. And the market knows where those are. See this? What I say? Look what's happening here. Look at that reaction, chat. Entries, wicked in, retesting that area. You know, sometimes that messes with people. You see what I mean, guys? You can't make this up. Can't make this up. Sometimes it sometimes messes with you as well. You got to be very careful about this market psychology part. Because it can mess with you. Because people sometimes, you know, they're going to get like a break even here and then see it pull down, then they rush into the trade. They rush into the trade for it to only continue to push up bullish. But you see, this is the first phase. Now we're going to see what the intention really is. Whether it was just to get out break even or is it doing some psychology play here so it can actually start pushing upwards. Man, you're going to learn this. You're going to learn this. You're going to see, you're going to understand from your unprofitable days. You're going to look at yourself as an unprofitable psychology and you see like what the market did to bully you. Basically bully you when you first started trading. All right, Eric. So I'm just going to block you now. Thank you for tuning in, man. Yeah, he's letting his demons out. I think he's drunk. He's just getting high off some stupid shit. But yeah, that's it. Now you're gonna see. Now you're gonna see what happens next. But you see, as we're explaining this, same exact thing is happening here. Right after we hit the 65% mark, just be a bit cautious. W stream F the hater. Thank you, gamer. Sorry, you got the Nightbot. You had a all capital. You can't do all caps. Yeah, thank you, man. All right, so that's a deeper one. It looks like it's not just a break even retest. It's looking much deeper here. Yeah, that's looking much deeper now. So again, it's just the way the candlestick was behaving there. Is usually when you start trading a system for the first time, you're gonna make a few mistakes like that. You see where it pulls down, then you think, oh, maybe it's just gonna reverse. I just got out like too early, and then you know it comes back in and it takes you out. So I think that was quite an important moment over here. You can't find this sort of examples anywhere, guys. Like, you're not gonna find this on a YouTube video, trust me. This is only stuff you're gonna see in real time. Like even stuff like this, I still have not seen people teach like this. Like when I was still learning to trade, the market is always gonna be your best friend at the end of the day. You know, and for people who at least do like live streams and simulation sessions, you get more opportunities to talk about things like this. But if it's just like a YouTube video, it's harder to show it on a YouTube video unless you're specifically wanting to teach that thing. That's the thing I love about live streams. That's the thing I like about our simulation sessions, are these pretty unique moments that we speak about. I think that was also another confluence for now to bounce up to confirm bullish momentum. See chat, right at 65. Look at this. Right at 65 now, we're getting the reaction. That's why, like, when we had those sims and then you gonna do like the training on the sims, you come back and you have a fresh new week, you feel a lot more confident. You know, like, what you're doing. You should feel a bit more confident. You know what you're doing. You know what sort of reactions to expect. And then that's a training ground for when we now come onto stream, basically. Did you get a position pick? This was supposed to be my trade, but it happened too late. It happened too late, so I would be breaking my rules. If this was a win, it would have been kind of like a lucky win, because it's outside of my time frame, you know. And I don't like to get lucky. Sorry guys, he keeps escaping the house. I'll take his iPad away for a week. If it continues, I'll remove my belt. Yeah, you got Lemming here. This Lemming is out of control, sir. Back to the gulag for you. Yeah, so now we're just gonna wait. If you're looking for a move, I think the next move will be in the next hourly candle, because this one already had one move. This hourly candle, it's about to close as well in the next 11 minutes. No, no. It's a new range. So basically price is just gonna bounce around here for a bit. This is, we got support by 3360, you got resistance by 33, what do we call it, 3369. Pretty nice here. You have about, you know, it's like 90 pip range roughly. No buy confirmations. Maybe another sell will come in later. No buys above resistance. The only thing I'll be waiting for at this point is if price was to move up and then create like a similar structure, and then you could look for a potential short. Or if price came down, created like a support, and then started to move up again. Still no bottom on the 4 hour. Got a bottom on mine. Maybe on your broker. But yeah, my 4 hour is also about to close in the next 7 minutes, 40 seconds. Still no bottom wick on the 1 hour though. Remember, this was the hourly that we initially wanted to get a bottom wick from. So it would have been nice to see that this setup here, this sell would have just, you know, pushed price down and could have got a new hourly to come down and fill this area over here that did not have a bottom wick. Yeah, but it's still nice to see the trade play out though. See, when did that break? 5:30. Ooh, 5:30. When was the last time I took a trade here? This was past the time. 5:21. We broke the rule already once this month, it seems. We took a trade here a couple of weeks ago on a Wednesday. Why did we take this trade? This is 5:21, so just about 9 minutes before this one played out. Let's actually see this 5 a.m. candle here. So that looks like a W. I think we've only taken that 5 a.m. like very rarely. This is like 5:01 a.m. so it's still pretty fresh. This 5:01 a.m. so we're just 1 minute past. That was also a dub. Man, this 5 a.m. candles are not even doing that bad. This is a break even over here. That was a break even. Let's see. This was in April and we got a 6:30 a.m. Holy. You know, the problem is I'm not consistently executing at 5 a.m. so I'm not sure what's going on here. These are all W's. It looks like all the 5 a.m. candles are actually all dubs. Yeah, that's also a W over here. All the 5 a.m. seems to still be like playing out, even today. This was in... Why am I taking these 5 a.m.s though? This is February. That was a W. We still haven't had a loss at 5 a.m. Look at this. 5:49. This was a W. Are you serious right now? Are you kidding me right now? Why am I even taking these? Alright, fine. We got our first loss at 5 a.m. here. This was on February 3rd. On a Monday over here. February 3rd on a Monday. We got one loss. So I don't know. Like 5:05, that's still pretty valid. Oh, I think I know why. It's because the setup had already formed on the previous hourly and it just took like a bit longer to get the entry confirmation. That's why there were executions. But this one was different. This was like price had already, you know, we're waiting. This was waiting. The other ones were like maybe it was a consolidation of sorts or something and then we're just waiting for the break. So for example, right here, I would have technically speaking taken my trade at the new 5 a.m. candle if structure broke towards the lows. It could even have played around here for like 10-20 minutes before actually breaking the lows, and then I think that's what we're reading there on the data, because I wouldn't typically wait for structure to build first and then take it like this. But hey man, you know, it still works, I guess. It still works. You should always trade when you're free to trade. So this is when I would naturally be free to trade if I wasn't streaming. Bro, do you trade your own capital? Yes. I like cookies with beetroot. Haven't heard of that before. Beetroot on cookies. It's mad tasty. You should try it. Beetroot on cookies. Sounds a bit weird. Beetroot cookie recipe. Something your girlfriend would make you. Something your girlfriend would try and should give you a bite, and you know, you probably say, oh, it tastes nice. It probably tastes nice, but not something I think, yeah, that's quite interesting. Chocolate and beet cookie recipe. Toothpaste cookies are underrated. Yeah, nice little toothpaste Oreo. You have to try it. Believe it. I'm sober. I'll take your word for it if I ever get the opportunity. You heard it here, folks. Vic said you should always trade when you're free. Yeah, just trade when you're free. Guys, see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, Vic. By the way, next time you do Zoom Sunday, can you let us know before so we can be there? Most of the time I miss it because I don't know. I usually wait. I send the notification and then wait like 10 minutes. So should I give like a maybe half an hour heads up or something like that? Because it's always a bit spontaneous. And we also we did it on YouTube as well. So we had the schedule on YT. But yeah, let me work on that. I'll give you guys like a bit of a heads up next time for sure. No. Every hourly is having a move. Yeah, we're about to get the new hourly open here, guys. So also on the next hourly, there's gonna be at least, you know, that's a good thing about when you got data for when your entries actually show up, you're gonna be a lot more patient. So if you know every hour you should be getting at least a move, I mean, why wouldn't you wait? Why wouldn't you wait for your confirmations? You know, it becomes a lot more easier that way. So whenever you're doing your backtesting and you're forming a strategy, just look at the hourly candlesticks at the time that you're trading and see how many times at that period of how many hourly candlesticks you're trading, 1, 2, 3, that you're, and how many moves that you're getting. And that's going to help you with patience. Because a lot of the time people ask, how are you able to be patient? That's how you're able to be patient. Because you know you're going to get it. You just got to sit on your hands, you know. So we just got a new hourly candlestick, for example, happen. So based off the data, we know we're getting at least 1 to 2 entries per hourly candlestick. So now you just have to wait. Wait for the 5 minutes to form. And you know, when you have that perspective of the hourly and the amount of 5-minute candlesticks that can be printing in this gap, right? It helps you, it gives you more capacity to be patient. So if you know you're trading from here to here and just imagine the candlesticks printing, you're gonna see like it's actually not that long to wait. It really isn't. So you can imagine from when the candle here opened at 5 a.m. to 6, one setup. This was one setup that happened right over here, and you can see, look at how many candlesticks printed. It's not that many candlesticks. So now you got the next hour from here to 7. So now we're going to just imagine candles going to start printing like this, and you're going to get like 1 or 2. If you're looking at just the swing entry models by themselves. And this hourly candle here is a pre-New York candle. So you see this is the first one. So game on. You see, look at this. This is actually quite fun. Now you got your game. The waiting game is now on. You have one candle. One candle. Do you see your confirmation? No. Just keep waiting. Oh, one candle. 3 minutes for it to close. And there's no buys as well. There's currently no moves. So if you're taking a buy above resistance over here, you don't have any confirmation. Because it's a pretty far resistance. You're trading that, maybe that's like on the 15, 30 minute time frame. Something like that. So you're waiting. You're waiting to see. Maybe you can get a trade here with the range. You can fill this range down towards that support by 33.62. Go try it and let me know your opinion on that. Yeah, I wish I was in a relationship. I'll be like, babe, make me some beetroot cookies, please. Let's try this new recipe. I don't have time. I don't have time to be making cookies right now. But yeah, I'll take your word for it. Definitely next time I get the opportunity. Just never heard of that before. Because beetroot doesn't, it's not like really sweet. For me, beetroot tastes almost like a... Okay, the flavor is neutral. Kind of neutral. It's not that strong of a flavor for me. Yes. But I don't know, how do you eat it? Do you like just eat the beetroot and then eat the cookie? Or do you cook it inside the cookie? Or you can get that beetroot powder. Still got a lot of questions here, sir. This track makes me feel like I'm playing Wheat Firm. Wheat Firm. I love beetroot juice with sugarcane juice and pineapple mixture. Can you get some Afro House into the playlist? Yeah, I can look for some. I could look for some. It depends on the website that I'm using, since it's like a copyright free. Well, it's supposed to be copyright free. This morning I got a copyright claim. Got a copyright claim on a song, so if they have Afro music, Afro House, yeah, that'll be nice. I'm telling you, man, there's so many restrictions when it comes to YouTube. It is not easy. It is not easy. You're literally always stepping on eggshells on YouTube, you know? Now I have to be even more cautious about the things that I'm saying. I don't know what this AI is going to think. I don't want to talk about the fundamentals too much either, because I feel like that could also flag the video sometimes if we're talking about what's happening over there in the Middle East. So it's quite annoying because it's a trading stream, but now I just feel like I gotta be careful. All right, let's see. Gold futures fall, shrugging off geopolitical tensions. Gold futures fall on a stronger dollar, and the precious metal has uncharacteristically, that's a big word, failed to capitalize on safe haven demand after the US joined Israel in striking Iran's nuclear facilities over the weekend. See, uncharacteristically failed to capitalize on safe haven demand. It's out of character, of course, for gold. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I thought this morning I was honestly gonna wake up and make 6%. That's what I was thinking this morning. I'm gonna take a buy and I'm gonna make 6% today. But that was not the case. I came on and we're just down negative 20%, 0.20%. So I already knew this was not it. Maybe if I held my sells, I could have made the 6%. But you see, at the same time, there was no confirmation that the sells should have been playing out that long. It was more of like for the buys. These could include closing Strait of Hormuz, ramping up attacks on Israel, and retaliating against US targets. See, gold hovered around 3,360 per ounce in a volatile trade on Monday as investors closely monitor the escalating war in the Middle East following U.S. involvement in Israeli strikes on Iran. U.S. forces, okay, it's just basically the same thing. Meanwhile, several Federal Reserve officials are scheduled to speak this week. Oh, with Fed Chair Powell set to testify before. Oh yeah, I think Powell's going to be speaking twice this week. On Wednesday and Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Testifies before Congress over 2 days, where discussions are expected to cover the potential impact of President Donald Trump's tariff. Like, this month has been so active when it's come to these fundamentals. So active. This month of June, there's so much always going on every single week. At least the market was nice enough to wait until we're halfway through the year to do this. You know, what a nice timing this was. Halfway through the year, let's take a small break and go through all these fundamentals. July must be crazy. Yeah, I mean, like, for some people, they haven't had like such a crazy wild June for some reason. I don't know why, but man, I think with everything that's been going on and how uncharacteristic that the market has been, it's obviously, I would not be surprised that majority profitable traders had June as their most likely their most difficult month for the year. So, you know, depending on how they survive it, it will show quite a lot of character, I think, you know. Right now I'm up about like 4%. So I was kind of hoping that I could recover with a big trade. But you see, that doesn't seem to be the case because the market is not, it's not giving me the direction. I'm not getting confluence for why I should hold a trade longer yet. Unless I just hold based off of technical analysis, which I theoretically speaking could do. Could have done it this morning, but I was really set on the buys. I came with a 6% mentality, but I was really set on the buys. Maybe I should have just held the sells. Up about almost 5%. So we'll just see. We'll see how the week... If I can end the month with 10%, like, whatever. That's fine, you know. Some months here, I can end my worst month here like 14% so far. I think that's one of the lowest. Like 14%. No, we got 11.75%. 11.75%. And mind you, that was not during a market condition which was that difficult. Look at how clean this was. Look at my cluster of winning trades and losing trades. Very clean, very gradual progression, but still about 11.75%. So, you know, like, got 13% over there. So 10% would be nice. July must be crazy. I would expect July to open. You know what happened last year? Last year was the same exact thing. It was June was crazy. June was a month that I did 13.52%, and July was a month that it came back about 19.12. Look at how beautifully July here opened up for me. I got like 16 trades back to back in July. 16 back to back. So you could have watched these streams, but unfortunately YouTube has now decided that we must clean up our act. So I had to take all these videos down, man. All these videos have now just been deleted here. Also since like September, December here, had to take all these videos down, all this value. So I would say, like, really take advantage, you know, when this stuff is up, take advantage, because you never know. You never know what's going to happen. There's a lot of videos from my mentors that are not up anymore. A lot of their stuff also, you know, went private. So I think just take advantage of everything that you see that you think has value. Because you see, like, how things change so quickly when it comes to these policies and everything. Why did you delete it? Because YouTube told me to. They said, hey, buddy, I'll give you a warning. And then they gave me 2 warnings. And then I did not want to risk any further warnings. And I knew what the problem was. And it was too late to fix that problem. They could have told me this, like, whilst I was uploading for those 1.5+ years. You know, they let me go 1.5+ years, and then they come now to tell me that there was a problem. But, you know, the damage was already done, so I had to remove them. I had to remove all of them. I think the main issue was this. So look at this.
Why are you running? Why are you
So you
running?
see, that was the main issue. Just making sure I get my disclaimers up. Remember, drink more water, guys. See, the waiting game is still being played. You've only had 1, 2, and third candlestick here is open. So you ask yourself whether you have a confirmation. See, it's very easy to be patient. Look at how easy this is. Especially if you're just trading from here to here. We've already had 1, 2, 3 candles. Now you just have to wait a bit longer. Then see, maybe it doesn't make sense to take a sell from here to here. I'm up 5% on my 50k funded. Big W. Nice one. Nice one, man. Hold that composure. Slow Monday. Yeah, slow Monday. Slow Monday over here. So I wish I could have caught the sell over here, but it is what it is. If it didn't work, I would have played the victim. That's a problem. That's what I don't like about the position. Every time you take a trade, you have to accept that the risk you're taking. And it's much easier to do that when you're following your rules. So if you're not following rules, then you easily gonna play the victim. Easily. And you're gonna find someone to blame. You know, whenever we mess up, we always want to find something or somebody to blame for the reason that we take like a potential loss. Maybe it's the news, maybe it's somebody else's fault, you know. So that's the thing I'm trying to avoid, which is not good for your psychology. Also for your data, it's not really good for your data because you're not getting accurate data at that point. It's not accurate data if it's outside of your trading time. But you see, like GJ still played out nicely. Oh, look at this. It didn't tap into 65%. Or was it entry? Not yet. Ooh, slightly missed 65% here by about 1.5 pips. And then it started pulling up. But it's very, very choppy. Even if you watch the way GJ is coming down here. The other way, it's like chopping. New lower lows, new higher lows, lower highs, I mean. It's very disgusting price action. But GJ looks like, at least for the pre-London time, it's been opening up quite a bit. I might try and catch a GJ position tomorrow. I'll just keep my eyes out for these breakouts. No. Take out the previous session lows, then we launch a rocket. If Goldie doesn't start flipping this week, it'll be very, very strange. But I would say this week, since we've had the escalations in the Middle East and we also have Powell speaking, don't be surprised to see a shock in the water. Okay? Because look at this. Wednesday, Powell is speaking. We got Powell speaking Wednesday, Thursday. I thought he was speaking twice this week. So it looks like he's scheduled to speak. Oh yeah, here on Tuesday, actually, tomorrow. Tomorrow and Wednesday, Powell is speaking. Tomorrow and Wednesday, Paul is speaking. And the reason that I'm saying be cautious, because if you look at the daily, look at the way that the daily is set up here. It's always the wicks which give it away. So pay attention to, like, if candles are closing doji, you see that volume which is like a doji candle and you're getting a bunch of wicks. This is indecision that's currently in the market. So sometimes, you know, when gold is indecisive, it won't give you the follow-throughs. So just something to consider there on the daily. So hopefully, you know, this daily can at least push and close to some sort of volume. That's something I want to be monitoring. And yeah, we're going to see how the rest of the week here goes. But I appreciate you all tuning in as always. Love you guys. And I will see you tomorrow. London Open. Adios, everybody.